The Flamma drum loop pedal is a looper pedal combined with a drum machine in one small package. This pedal is built in an aluminum enclosure and has a tap tempo button for the drum loops. This pedal can only be powered by 9-volt DC power unless powered externally. As an additional note, this pedal is apparently supposed to take 210 milliamps, though in this video it was powered with only 100 and seemed to work fine. This pedal is on the pricier side, costing $70 at the time of this recording on Amazon. Thank you to Flamma for sending me this pedal. Hello everyone, and today we're going to be talking about the Flamma drum looper pedal. First of all, I want to say thank you to Flamma for sending me this pedal. It was originally for a different project, however that project fell through due to other people and companies. So we're going to use it for a different project, and for now we're just going to make a video on this pedal because it's pretty cool and a great practice tool. So let's just get right into it. There's some amp buzz that will happen. I can't hear it from here in the room, but you can hear it in the microphone, I guess. And the microphone is backed off a bit from the amp to try and get both speakers and a little bit more of the room. And thus you'll also probably be able to hear some pick, some of the strumming, so just bear with me on that. The other thing is I have my pedal board over here, just in case, because I was also testing to see if the power, because I had that hum issue, and I was testing to see if this pedal had issues with other pedals, and that was not the case. The hum issue simply was that I was using single coils before, and for that reason, we are using this. It is an Epiphone, I think Les Paul Special. Yeah, this is a guitar that was given to me many years ago. I think it was for like my 8th birthday and or Christmas. I don't know because they kind of fall around the same time. So, let's get into the pedal. I'm sure that's what you guys are here for, right? We have the pedal down here on the cam. We're in a bit of a different angle with both cameras, and this one is normally I would have the pedal sitting on top of the amp, but it's over here so that I can control it with my foot, and hopefully you can still see what's relatively happening with the controls. Right now, we're in the looper mode. There is this little toggle switch right here, and that has 3 modes. In the top mode, which is what we're on right now, it is in looper mode. In middle mode, it is in drum mode. That is where it only has the drum loops. And you still have your guitar pass through as well to play with it. And then on the bottom section, you have your looper section and your drum section being played simultaneously, along with some extra features. In the looper features, it's basically controls just like any other looper pedal. You have your little indicator light here, and you press it to go. Press the stop. Something did not go right. Press and hold the loop to delete. I'm not doing something's not working right here. Okay, so I guess there was a loop stored in there from something, because now you can see the light is off. Okay, so that was my mistake, I guess. I guess I pressed it at some point and stored a loop that wasn't making sense. And as you might have been able to see, it turned to a red light when it was just simply recording. So now we have this loop happening, and you can of course overdub it and play over top of it with by tapping on it. This isn't going to be good, by the way. Well, as you'll hear, it'll be on there. I'm just gonna stop that now. There was a... Alright. Nope, stop. So if you double tap, then you stop. There was one way to undo and redo, but I don't remember. I think it was Okay, so from my understanding, undoing is the same control as deleting your overall loop, but in order to delete your overall loop, you have to do it from the paused state instead of while it's playing. I might be wrong, but that's what I'm getting from these instructions. I would look it up in the manual here, but the manual just tells you to look it up online, which I guess is it's okay, I guess. Another thing I wanted to mention was the box and some of the packaging here. First of all, the packaging is very misleading of what color it's gonna be on the pedal. The colors on this camera isn't exactly right, but this shows it way darker than that pedal, but minor complaint. The other thing that I want to say that's really good about Flamma pedals, because I've gotten a couple now, not from them, but this one from them, of course, is they put this styrofoam on in the box, which oftentimes it's not gonna be. I've never seen anyone ever say that a knob or anything is broke off inside the box of a guitar pedal box, but it is a nice little insurance touch, though I'm sure this attributes to some of the higher cost that come with Flamma pedals. Flamma pedals are still affordable for the most part, but they do make some other higher end things as well. So now we've gone through the looper section, so let's move on to the drum loops. So this is where the pedal starts to really shine through. So as you can see, the light has started to flash differently. This is because we're in the drum loop mode, and that light is actually a tap tempo switch, so you can sit there and tap it. You can't really do it with your foot unless you get your bare feet out and then maybe big toe it. But yeah, I usually prefer to tap tempo things with my hand anyway, though it can be kind of difficult if you're trying to match it with something you're playing sometimes. The beats follow a metronome style thing, it's so as you can see, the lights are acting as a metronome. And all the beats are on a 4/4 beat except for the fusion beats. Those ones are on one of them's 5/8 and the other I think is 7/8. I don't know, it says it in the documentation. Hopefully I'll put that up as well. Let's start on a beat that sounds like I don't know what it is. The text is really small, so it's kind of hard to see. Okay. So right at noon at the top, it is called a rock beat, and it says rock 1 because there are, I think it said 8 different styles of beat and then 2 different variations of the beats. So let's turn on the beat and see if I can try and play along with it. Okay. So there's another feature that they label is that you can control the volumes of your loop and your drum independently, and the drum volume is this knob over here. We're just going to turn that down and try and find a nice comfortable level. There. So this is a relatively nice practicing level where you can hear your guitar more than the drums. It's not necessarily a good mixing level if you were to be actually playing a song, but it's a good practice level, at least I think. Alright, so that wasn't exactly, you know, great playing, but it was relatively on beat as far as I could tell. So, that was Rock Beat 1. Let's go to Rock Beat 2 and see what happens. Oh my dear god. I don't think I'm gonna be able to... Where am I plugged into? So I have my effects loop section on, but I don't have my front of amp plugged in right now. That's another thing I forgot to mention, was that right now I am playing through the Boss Katana, and I have the drum section in the effects loop, so that if I wanted to play with distortion on the amp, it won't affect the tone of the drums. That's another thing you gotta be worried about, is that if you're using this as a practice tool, and you only have one of these smaller amplifiers, kind of like this one back here or this one, these don't typically have effects loops. So you can only play distortion if you have a distortion pedal, unless you want to distort the drums. Because if you use the amp distortion without an effects loop, it's going to put the drum signal into the distortion, which is going to distort it and probably not be a good sound. Oh dear, this is why they want you to do things properly when you rap chords. But I am not good, and this is also a hand-me-down from my dad, who I'm assuming also does not rap chords in the over-under way, but I don't rap them like that either, because I suck at it and I don't remember how to do it. I could never get the hang of it. I went to an audio engineering class elective in my high school, and they're trying to teach us this, and I don't know if I even passed that assessment. It's not even that hard, but I don't know. I can't do it for some reason. Now I have chords in my way. It's a very cramped space I'm working with right now, because there's a lot of new stuff introduced in this area. Alright, I'm going to try and play with the Boss DS1 as my distortion, and I'm going to hopefully try and come up with something that'll work with this beat. Oh my god, this chord's in the way now. Alright, so now's the time where I need the drums a little bit louder, because I can't hear what's happening on it, really. I don't know, I can't get something good out of this, so we're just gonna move on from that. The next one is Metal 1. So, this is gonna be a metal beat. Let's try it, let's see. Okay. And that's the nice thing, is that if you notice, whenever I stop it, it ends on a crash. And then if you click on it and start it again, it'll start over. So if you fall off beat, you can just stop it instead of waiting for the next beat, or you could practice hopping onto the beat, which is also a useful skill. I know why I messed up is because I'm on E standard instead of drop D. because this is a riff that I have played in my off time, just noodling around, and I messed up because normally I play it in drop D instead of E standard. Alright, I gotta figure this out though. Alright, let's try something else. What the fuck? Alright, let's try and move on to metal beat 2. This one I think I can do a lot better. Alright, you get the idea. So now we're gonna have to move on to beats that I'm not even gonna be close to being able to understand, probably. Alright, so now we're on Jazz 1, which is... this is gonna be rough, probably. Let's turn off the distortion. Alright, well I tried. Jazz is definitely not my thing. And it's what people go to music school to learn, even if they want to play literally anything else. So we're on Jazz 2, let's see what this is. So, probably not very jazzy, but, you know, oh well. I think I was relatively on beat, maybe. At least with some of it. This is probably not going to be a good video because if it's not clear, normally I don't practice with a metronome. I don't think I've ever have on the guitar. I've practiced with a metronome on drums, but never on the guitar. This is apparently a reggae beat. I don't know any reggae chords. I know the sound of them. Alright. I can't do it. I can't do that one. Alright, let's try Reggae 2. Oh my dear. I can't get it. I can't even hop onto this. Alright, let's try something. I can't even try. Alright. I can't even hop onto that beat. Oh my god, I don't understand that. I can't do reggae. So now the dial is reversed. So now we're on pop 2. Let's see what pop 2 is. Alright, so that's a very basic beat, and I was playing a real song, and that was Warning by Green Day, which is 3 chords, not counting like if you play the bass solo to fill in space. So let's go to pop 1. Is this pop 1? It is indeed. I have to figure out what I'm doing here. Alright, that one I could handle. So now we're on Funk 1. Oh my god. Fun fact, I'm not going to even try to do that. I can't play that. Funk 2. Jesus Christ, that's too funky for me, dude. What is this funky jive motherfrickin'? Alright, the funk beats appear to be too jive for me. So, let's continue. This is apparently a blues beat. Okay. think I was falling off beat there too, so I don't know. You know, blues isn't exactly my thing either. Blues, you know, different musics have their styles, but jazz is one of those ones that can get weird, and blues can get a little weird, but it's a little easier to understand. Unfortunately, I just don't know any blues songs or any blues concepts, so. That being said, we're going on to blues too. Is a blues beat? I have no idea if I achieved something there or not, but let's continue on. Alright, turns out the next two are fusion beats, so we'll listen to them, but I'm definitely not playing to them. This shit's just all over, dude. This is doable, it's just a weird beat. So Fusion 1 was pretty ridiculous, but this one's pretty doable, it's just a weird time signature. Like I said, I think that Fusion 1, I think is 5/8, and I think this Fusion 2 is 7/8, as far as I remember. I might be wrong, but hopefully I put it up in editing. So that's all good and all. So now you've heard all the beats. Let's go down to the last setting, which is going to be a pain to try and demonstrate for you. So here we have the drum plus looper section. So let's move to a beat that I think I can understand, and one of the pop ones was ones that I could understand. Okay, so the beat we're going to go with is pop 1. And so basically what the drum looper and what the drum plus looper section is it's just a combination of both. You get a combination of the drum playback along with your loop playback. But another nice feature is that before you come in on the drum plus looper section, it gives you a count in. Alright. So another feature that this has is it kind of saves, it actually does save a loop or two in here. I think it only saves that one loop, because that was in there for when I was noodling around with one of the Stratocasters. So is it still in there? No, it's not. So, as you'd hear, they had a count in. So, let's try and play. I gotta remember how the beat goes. What? Oh, my foot bumped into the switch, so that's a slight flaw in the design, is that my foot bumped the mode selector switch back into just the drum section. But then again, I also need to practice, so maybe it was fate. Okay, stop. Please stop. I was able to get this down before, but now I just can't do it. I don't know. I had one. Fuck! I almost hate this frickin'. I almost hate not being able to just go into it strumming. What? Is that Why is it not deleting? It's refusing to delete my freaking previous things right now, and it's really pissing me off. There we go. Why is it so quiet now? Now I knocked the freaking... Oh. Shut the fuck up. Alright, well, while this pedal has a lot of features for its compact size is also becoming a downfall. It is really hot in this room. I'm getting a little upset, honestly, because I can't get this to work right with me, and it's really frustrating, and it won't delete the damn thing when I want it to. What the f*** is that? No, you dipshit. Stop. Okay, now we're on the right thing. So, while you're trying to control this thing, if it's not working, I can see how you can definitely get a little sloppy, because my foot keeps knocking controls around. So that's quite frustrating. I think it was Flamma, I might be wrong, but I think Flamma has another effects series where they have... Oh no, it was Nux, or Nuix. What they had was they had this plastic door that would go over your controls so you wouldn't knock them when you turn your effects on and off. Normally I don't have this problem, but right now it's just, I don't know. I can't. I'm also not, I usually don't wear shoes when I do it, but I don't want to have my feet on wiki feet for any reason. Alright, here we go. Alright, so that's not too bad. It also appears that I have slowed down the tempo on accident, but it worked out in just getting this to work. But, you know, that's also a valuable practice lesson as well, is to just slow it down if you can't get it at full speed. So, with this loop, now you have the option to try and solo over it if you've done a rhythm track like I have. So, yeah, I think you've seen all there is to see here. I'm obviously not the greatest guitar player in the world. In fact, I am far from it. I'm probably a little below average, especially considering how much people can learn, how easily now with the internet and such. I should be much farther ahead, but I got a lot of different things that I have focus on right now. Can I recommend the pedal? Of course I can recommend the pedal. I feel like this isn't a pedal board pedal. I feel like this is more of a practice pedal. So I feel like you could get away with putting it in a larger enclosure. If not a regular sized enclosure, then, you know, one of the real big ones. I think they're called 1590 BBs. Because that's what a lot of these practice pedals are going into, is now they're trying to put 2 switches for different functions, and then they're trying to have, you know, more practice beats. I think Flamma does have other drum looper pedals, at least one other one that's in a larger enclosure. I might be wrong though. So yeah, that being said, the only downside of this pedal really is the ease of messing it up, is of bumping it while you're trying to do your controls. I guess that'll help you with your finesse, maybe. There's lots of good this pedal can do you if you get it. So again, thanks to Flamma for sending me this pedal. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing and liking. We do normally do guitar pedal related content, and we do some drum content. We have other guitar gear that will be reviewed at some point as well. So we got drums, guitar, and then we've been doing some 3D printer videos, which, you know, we're not a 3D printing channel, but I gotta try and, you know, make them a little more worth the purchases. So that's all I gotta say. For now, I'm gonna say bye-bye.